Just set sorting all these cards to get into put into the store. Going through Ascended Heroes right now. I'm a little bit bothered by something because I can't figure out why all these guys, I've watched bulk content creators for a long time, and I can't figure out why they all end up quitting. I mean, really, they they sing the praises of bulk. They talk about the long tail theory and all of this stuff, and all of them wind up tearing down their store. And I, I can't figure it out. I've been in men's clothing a long time, and I know that if you have a product, let's say a Supreme shirt or a CC Filson jacket or something like that, product that has 100% sell-through rate. In other words, you list it at market, whatever a good price is. Within 90 days, you can expect to sell that piece of clothing. I know that if you have the best of the best stuff like that, and you post consistently 20 or 30 a day, it can take as much as 10 months of consistently posting product on eBay before you're selling the same amount per day that you're posting per day. I saw a guy yesterday. He's posting literally everything on eBay. Commons, uncommons, holographic, not everything. He had 22,000 listings. And I think a lot of people converting into eBay from Pokemon that have been on TCG Player don't understand how eBay works. If we have duplicate listings on eBay, eBay will suppress those listings. I went through this guy's store and he's posting like 500 cards a day. And I would scroll through his store and like it would be an air balloon. You'd scroll down a couple lines and be another air balloon. You'd scroll down 3 or 4 rows, it'd be another air balloon. And it felt really overwhelming. I don't think that the Pokemon space really understands how eBay works. And I only know men's clothing. That's all I know is men's clothing. And I know that you have to consistently post high demand product every day. And it takes a long time before you get to the place where you're selling the same amount as you're posting every day. And we have AI tools now that are allowing us to upload all this product, 20,000 cards in a day or whatever it was. But he's not selling or making the money like a 20,000 item store that has posted 100 a day every day is making. He's not going to make that kind of money because eBay doesn't trust him. They don't even know if he's going to ship the orders on time. They don't trust him. eBay just doesn't willy-nilly give out their customers to everybody. You have to have a long history of consistency before, and eBay will slowly send you their customers. So, but there's something in Pokemon that I don't understand. I grew up, I didn't grow up, but I've listened for a long time to bulk sellers, and all of them sing its praise. They have all these different theories that they use. Like one of them talks about the long tail theory, which is the concept of you post everything and the sum total of all of the undesirable items that sell will be equal to or greater than the high demand items. So just list everything. And they do. They go and they list everything. I'm going to drop this down. They go and they list everything. But then they quit. I see the pattern all the time, and I don't know what's happening. Is the grind, did they come to a place where they realize I can only make so much in bulk? Do they get burnt out? Do they, Bronze God, he had 180,000 cards in his store, and he just destroyed his whole store. He don't even have a store. He was making $40,000 a year. He traded $40,000 a year of income for nothing to go to eBay. And What is it about bulk that people will sing its praises, but then all of them eventually burn their store to the ground and go do something else? Well, we're going to try to figure it out. We're going to try to figure that out. And, I've got 1,400, 13, 1,400 of these player staples, and we're going to get them posted, and we're going to learn how these numbers work. I'm going to record everything. I'm going to figure out if you can make a decent hourly rate doing this or not. We drove 3 hours to get that bulk lot there and back yesterday at 30 minutes of talk, so about 3.5 hours. And I calculated out, and I've got a short video that records that, but I calculated out what our gross profit was chopping it all up, and it was like $78. Well, that's before platform fees, that's before anything. We only wound up pulling 30 out of 3,000 cards. We pulled 30 of what would be considered the high-end player staples, like cards that are 35 cents and up. 30 out of 3,000 cards. And there wasn't a single Pokepad in the entire thing. So it was definitely, they were sifted. They had been pulled out. I watch all these guys do this, and they all quit. Every one of them. Bronze God's doing a rip and ship, and he's going to eBay. Traded $40,000 of income a year to do an untried rip and ship, and I can't get my head around it. I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know if they're burnt out. Like sitting here set sorting this stuff and alphabetizing it and then listing it. What is going on? That all these guys quit. What happened to Chase, man? He was the guy that introduced the long tail theory to us. What happened to these guys? I don't know. But I've done clothing a long time in eBay, and you don't put stuff in eBay that ain't popular. You won't sell it. And there's guys that they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of Pokemon cards on eBay that they're never going to sell because eBay's the cool store. You can't just post this on eBay. It has to be this with a stamp or this with a stamp with holographic. It has to have something about it that makes it stand out. And they're going to go to eBay and post everything. And they're going to get a lot of sales at first, and then it's going to plateau just like that because that's not how eBay works. eBay will suppress duplicate listings, period. They will suppress it. And if the cards we're posting, if we're posting one-ups and those cards aren't selling, those suppressed listings are going to stay suppressed. They're never going to come out of a suppressed status. eBay is so sophisticated in their technology. I was posting a men's bow tie one time, and it had a Confederate battle flag on it. It was like a Southern proper bow tie, and from Charleston. And eBay algorithm, or the lens, their scanning tool, recognized that Confederate battle flag, and I got a warning that I was posting stuff that was not platform acceptable. I didn't know at the time. I thought it was cool, but I could not post that because eBay recognized that Confederate battle flag on that bow tie. eBay recognizes what is being put on, and we're not getting away with duplicate listings. We're not getting away with it. They're not getting away with it. There will be a plateau, and you'll see them nuke their store. They'll nuke their store. They'll build up their eBay store. It'll plateau, and then they'll nuke it and start over. And there's this process of start, stop, start, stops. We have to figure out how to do this in a way that we don't have to continually tear down our store and rebuild. Because if we're tearing down and rebuilding, we can't move forward. We're not doing the thing we need to be doing, which is posting product. The number one thing we can be doing is actually posting product. These are my thoughts. The question of the day. If someone would let me know why. Why? Why do all these guys keep tearing down their stores and restarting? I don't know.